She's like, I'll take a piece.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Daisy has a little bit of input on this.
Yeah.
What do you think, Daisy? What do you think, huh? Huh? You want to go for bike adventures? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you do.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Daisy the Labra
Okay.
healer.
All right. So, you got your toy.
I got my new bike today from Aipas Bikes. It finally arrived today, so I can't wait to see what it looks like.
So tell me about a little bit about why you want to do e-biking. What got you into this?
You did, honey. You got me into it.
My bad.
No, actually, I wanted it to be a form of exercise. In October of 2023, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and it's been a struggle. If anybody has that out there, they know what I'm talking about, the struggle of just trying to do normal things and not have the energy and all that stuff. So anyway, of course, exercise is highly recommended. Oh my gosh. But just with our schedule, where we live, it's kind of hard to like just walk out of the house and try and do anything. We live on the side of a mountain, so walking really isn't an option. We live in the woods, which would be great if I had flat land, but we don't. So anyway, e-bike was an option, and what really kind of blew me away with doing this as an option for great exercise is my 81-year-old father. He has an electric bike, and he rides 12 miles a day, and he has his set where he does half the work. So that's what kind of got me interested in it, and my husband and I decided we'd give it a try and see how it works out. So because we have a dog who's over here ringing the bell to go out, leaving her home alone while we're trying to do adventures is not an option, because that only gives us a limited radius away from the house for us to be able to go and ride. So we've been working with her. We'll have to insert a clip of her training in her little dog wagon that will go behind the bike. So Aipas Bikes was an option for us because of the towing weight capacity. She's a 75-pound dog, and the trailer is a 30-pound trailer.
30 pounds, yep.
So yeah, and then my fat thyroid ass, I can't say that on TV, can I?
Not really.
My fat thyroid butt has also got to be incorporated into that weight to haul. So we chose Aipas. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this looks like.
And another reason we chose these is because we had some 500-watt bikes, but in the hilly area that we're in central Pennsylvania, it was tough. I would pull some hills. I'm 6'4", about 220 pounds, and then the motor would overheat and cut out. So we had problems with that, and that's kind of discouraging, and that's even with pedal assisting too. So we went with the Aipas because of their power, because of the maximum weight. I think the maximum weight on these bikes, the M1 and the M2 model, is 500 pounds. So we figured with our weight, with the weight of the dog and towing the trailer, these should do just fine. Heather got the M1, which we're going to unbox tonight. We're going to open up and put it together. And I got the M2, and I'm still waiting for the M2 to be delivered. So with that said, why don't we get to the unboxing and put this monster together and see what it looks like.
I can't wait to see the color.
Are you excited?
I am. I can't wait to see the color.
All right, and I think you ordered the teal color.
Yeah, I think it's called Glacier Teal now.
Glacier Teal,
It used to be, I think it's pronounced Cyan.
Cyan, yep.
C-Y-A-N.
Yeah, they weren't exactly accurate with their colors on their website. Hopefully they'll get that straightened out once these are in production, because I originally ordered the M2 in blue. I saw some pictures of the blue in the factory and really didn't like it. It was too bright for my liking, so I went to the green, which is now called Combat Green. All the colors look pretty spectacular. The Combat Green apparently has a little bit of gold in it, so in the sunlight that gold comes out. They also make a violet or a purple color that is like the old 2004 SVT Ford Mustangs. It changes color to a green in the sunlight, so that's kind of cool too. So you probably, if you're looking at these bikes, you probably want to look online, see some pictures of people who have actually taken delivery of these things and put them together. But for right now, let's get to it.
Unboxing.
All right, it's pretty well packaged here. We got some straps holding it together. Take these off first. And staples. We got lots of staples in the box here, so we'll get those out. Looks like FedEx did a good job shipping it. There's no damage to the outside of the box, so it made it from California to central Pennsylvania with no problems at all, which is great. In today's world of shipping things, we've had so much stuff damaged by the time we get it, and had to get a refund or replacement for something this big and this heavy. Weighs close to 100 pounds, so this thing's a beast. All right, that's all done. That was quick. All right, Heather, are you ready to see your bike for the first time?
Let's go. Let's do
Okay.
it. Let's do it.
See what she looks like.
Oh, look, a tire.
Oh, yeah, look. Lots of packaging. Can't really see the
Wow.
color yet, can you?
No.
Man, that's packaged pretty well.
Maybe we should cut the sides
I
down
think
so we can
will-
just flap open the
we'll
box.
do that. Yep.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Let's see what this beast looks like.
Ta-da!
Wow, that's a blue.
Oh, look at the color! That's what I wanted.
That's
oh my
what you
gosh,
wanted?
yes, I love it. Ooh.
Boy, that's pretty well packaged, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's that ocean blue green,
Holy cow.
glaciery. Yeah, that color. I don't know how to explain the color I like, but I always like that ocean bluey, glacier bluey green colors.
Okay, well, I'm going to go get a pair of cutters to cut all these
Get all
tie
this-
wraps off. Looks like only about 100 million of them. And while you do that, while I do that, how about you get a trash bag so we can put this stuff in?
Okay.
We'll be right back. We're going to start cutting all these tie wraps off.
Oh, the
That's
color
blue.
is gorgeous.
That's blue.
Love it.
I gotta say, they really package this to stand up to the
Yeah, they
rigors
do.
of
Of
shipping internationally. So you like the color, huh?
I love the color. The color is exactly what I wanted.
Good. Yeah, they
Although
need
it'd be great if they had some sort of pearlescent or metallic to that, but I'm still happy with that. That's exactly what I wanted. Because it
Good.
was hard to tell on the monitor screen of their computer when we were ordering them if it was, you know, as blue-green. The photo seemed more on the green side, but I'm glad it's exactly the color I want. So I'm really happy with that.
definitely put a lot of protection on the paint, that's for sure. And
Good.
I'm not going to be the first to scratch it.
You better not be.
Look at that, isn't that pretty?
Oh, that is gorgeous. But you're in the way.
Sorry.
Ooh, look at that. How it changes color.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That
pretty
is
awesome.
swift.
Okay, you want to stabilize a bike?
I-
This is why there's a tie wrap shortage right now.
You are so funny. Boy, this is a hefty thing.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely
a beast.
built. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the front end of it. We're going to work on mounting the handlebars. And for that, I'm going to need a 5mm Allen wrench and a 4mm Allen wrench. Now, obviously it comes with a toolkit, but I'm a little bit nerdy there, so I'm going to use my own tools for that. We're going to get that going. And one thing that I want to caution you on is these tie wraps down here that hold the front fork compressed. I haven't cut those yet because working on motorcycles and things like that, I know that if a fork is compressed and you release it, it's going to spring down a little bit. So I just want you to be ready for that, that there's going to be a little spring action in that fork once you release it. There's a little bit of compression pressure there. So we're going to save that for right before when we mount the wheel. Right now the instruction tells us that we're going to have to set this steering head here straight to align with the fork, and then we're going to mount the handlebars on. So let's go ahead and get to that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen up the neck, and only one of these Allen screws, this is using a 4mm Allen wrench, was tight. So I'm going to pivot this around and kind of line it up with my front forks here. We can do a little more precise lining later, and then we'll just snug this down for right now. We're not really going to tighten them up that much. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the handlebar mounting brackets, and again it's going to be a 4mm. You're going to have 4 Allen screws and each have washers on them, so you don't want to lose that. And you're going to want to make sure the orientation of your handlebars is correct. The Shimano derailleur is over here, the gear changer, and your control panel is over here. Okay? And then we'll just put these into an approximate position for right now and snug them up, and we can adjust it later once Heather gets on the bike. Okay, we're going to take a break and we're going to grab some more tools. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to go ahead and put the instrument cluster on just to get it out of the way and so that nothing happens to it, to safeguard it so it's not dangling around. So for this, you're going to need a 2.5mm Allen wrench, 2.5mm. Take one screw out. And these open up and they will go over the handlebar yoke, and we'll put them back together. And now this is plastic, so you're not going to want to tighten this up too tight. For right now, until we get everything adjusted and Heather on the bike and see how she likes everything, I'm just going to snug them up. And once everything's said and done and you have everything how you want it, you might actually want to take these out and put a little bit of Loctite on them so they don't vibrate loose. Okay, so again, you just want to snug them up, 2.5mm wrench. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut these straps, and I warned you that this is going to spring out a little bit. So don't be shocked when it does spring out. You just want to make sure that you're ready for it and you're careful. It's not going to hurt you. It's just might be something that you're not ready for. And we're going to hold on to the bike to stabilize it because I'm not sure how much these will spring out. There we go. Sprung out about an inch. So that's not bad at all. But anyway, that's just one thing you want to be ready for. Now we're going to take this hardware off here and we're going to put on the fender. And this is going to take a 5mm wrench. One thing I found out, and I forgot to mention, is when this is shipped, the forks are actually backwards. So you're going to want to loosen up the yoke up here, and you're going to want to turn the forks around so your fender bracket and the headlight bracket is in front. Your disc brakes should be on this side over here. Okay, so make sure that that's done and don't go through that mistake that I made. All right, so we're going to slip the fender through from the back. And we're going to put our hardware on. And we're going to put the lamp on. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse the position of these washers. So the small washer goes in the back, large washer goes in the front, because that's what's actually going to hold on the headlight. So you're going to put the headlight on, you're going to put the washer on, we're going to put the nut on. And we're going to snug everything up using the 10mm. And we'll just snug that up for right now. We're not going to tighten it up completely. We're going to leave that loose for right now until we get the front wheel on. Okay, so for this operation, I'm probably going to need Heather to help me, and we're going to set the camera down and we're going to get the front wheel on. Okay, so we'll be right back. We're going to take the hardware off. And you have two washers on here that are specialized washers. They have little bends in them or L shapes. We're going to want to get those in the fork. But first we're going to have to lift up the fork to clear out the packaging material. And there is a little stabilizer bar on there that we're going to take out that they use when it's being shipped. Lift up. There we go. Let it go for right a minute. Little bar here is going to take a 12mm wrench out of your kit to get it loose, and that just drops right off. Okay, now we're going to put the front wheel on, and it's always easier to roll it in from the front. We're going to position it in the disc brake. Make sure that that's in there. Okay, gently set it down. There we go. Okay. Now we'll put the little special washers on. There's a hole right here, and you want to make sure that that washer goes in the hole. That keeps your front wheel from coming off. When you pull all those wheelies, same on the other side. You'll see it has a hole in it on the other side. Also keeps these nuts from coming loose. And this is going to take your 15-inch wrench, and you're going to want to tighten those up pretty good. And then after I get these tightened up, I'm going to have Heather hold it up off the ground, make sure it spins correctly. Actually, first I'm going to put the fender on so that doesn't interfere with anything. Okay, we got those snugged up. All right, hon, you can probably hop off and put it on the kickstand now. Wee-ha, it's starting to look like a bike now, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the fender on here. There's 2 Allen screws, one on each side with a washer, and the washer is going to go on the outside to hold the fender bracket on. The fender bracket will go on the outside of this. So that's one right there. And sometimes these fenders will rub the wheel, so you might have to move them around and bend them a little bit so that they don't rub the wheel. We're going to tighten these up pretty snug right now. Once we do a shakedown cruise on the bike, I'm going to go back, tighten everything up, put some Loctite on most of the bolts, get everything nice and tightened up, and make sure everything's adjusted. All right, Heather, you want to straddle it and pick it up, and we'll spin the front wheel. Okay, good, just like it should. Awesome. Okay. That's the disc brakes. Oh. Okay, the disc brakes will whine a little bit, and we're actually going to replace these with hydraulic brakes because there's been reports that these don't do too good for this size bike. So we'll eventually replace those. But disc brakes like this sometimes will whine. They'll start singing on the rotor like that, so you get a high-pitched scream. Okay? Shouldn't be too loud though. Okay, we're good there. Okay, now we're going to start setting up the rear of the bike. We're going to put the luggage rack on. So we're going to take a 4mm Allen screw, take this out, move this fender mount up, and replace the Allen screw. And when you do this, you want to move it up a little bit just to make sure that the rear fender has plenty of clearance from that wheel and it's not rubbing the wheel. There already is one screw tightened down in the fender, and that's down here. That'll be fine. Now we're going to put these guys on. And it looks like these go on the forward of the 2 mounting brackets here. Now we might have to take these off again when we mount the luggage rack, but we'll find out. I'd rather just have everything in place for right now. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Okay, now we're going to see how the luggage rack goes on. Aha. Okay, so the luggage rack is going to mount on the back bolt here and on these bolts here. So we're going to take all those out. They're going to be 4 Allen screws and washers. Okay, those are nice and snugged up. You notice that you have a brake light here, and you've got a loose tie wrap here. Brake light cable is going to go through there, and then you have another loose one down here. It's just hanging. It's going to go through a tie wrap here, and they're going to connect. Like so. And then you can snug up your tie wraps, cut off the excess. That's a little tight. We're going to leave that one a little loose. Should give you a little more cable there. Okay. Cut off the excess here. Okay, there we are. That's the back end of the bike, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so now we're going to work on the pedals, and as I mentioned before, each pedal is marked. That one's for the right side. This one is for the left side. And these are reverse threads, so it's not going to be lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. It's going to be the opposite way around. And we're going to use a 15 millimeter to get these snugged up. So remember, this is counterintuitive. It's the opposite to tighten it up and loosen it. So we're going to snug those up really good, and then we'll move to the other side. Do the same thing over there. Same thing, remember it's a left-hand thread, so it's the opposite of lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And we're going to snug those down really good. Next thing we're going to do, put on the seat. And we're just going to kind of align it up there. And you're probably going to have to tighten this up a little bit so it's pretty snug and holds the seat in place. Okay. All right, so it looks like a bike. Okay, we'll have to do some fine-tune adjustments, but what you think?
I love it.
Like it?
I like it. I can't wait until we have good weather to get out and ride.
Yeah, that's going to be nice. Right now it's raining here in beautiful Pennsylvania. Has been raining for about a week now, and
actually
hopefully
we're on week 17 in a row of rain.
Yeah, lovely. So hopefully we'll get some good weather here soon and be able to take this thing out and ride it. And hopefully mine will come by then too.
I can't wait.
Okay. Okay, so there you have it. There's your M1 Pro Aipas.
I love it. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous color.
2025 model.
I like how it changes color in their name here. That's really sharp looking.
That's the color you wanted. It's a pretty beefy bike.
This thing is a beast looking.
The paint looks absolutely perfect. They must have powder coated this. The assembly was easy. If we hadn't been filming, it would have probably taken about 45 minutes to an hour to assemble.
Yeah.
Now we'll make some fine-tuning adjustments once we get you on the road, your handlebar position, seat position, and all that stuff.
If it ever stops raining.
If it ever stops raining, right. Build quality is fantastic. I think eventually down the road, we will probably trade out the brakes for some hydraulic brakes. According to some reports, they're a little weak. But I guess next, once it stops raining, and we see some sunshine, funshine as we like to call it.
Yeah, we'll give it a try out on the road.
Yep, we'll do a road test and let you know how it works out. But thanks for putting up with us, and thanks for watching this. And I hope this video helps you if you bought an M1 and helps you put it together. It's really pretty easy. Anybody can do it. We'll see y'all.
Bye.